Hey there, Saints. Pastor Dave here with another Wednesday devotional for you. Our topic this week is about habits, and start with a reading from C.S. Lewis's Collected Works, an excerpt again from Mere Christianity. He writes, "Now faith is the art of holding on to things your reason has once accepted in spite of your changing moods. For moods will change, whatever view your reason takes. I know that by experience. Now that I'm a Christian, I do have moods in which the whole thing looks very improbable. But when I was an atheist, I had moods in which Christianity looked terribly probable. This rebellion of your moods against your real self is going to come anyway. That is why faith is such a necessary virtue. Unless you teach your moods where they get off, you can never be either a sound Christian or even a sound atheist, but just a creature dithering to and fro with its beliefs really dependent on the weather and the state of its digestion. Consequently, one must train the habit of faith. The first step is to recognize the fact that your moods change. The next is to make sure that if you have once accepted Christianity, then some of its main doctrines shall be deliberately held before your mind for some time every day. That's why daily prayers and religious readings and church going are necessary parts of the Christian life. We have to be continually reminded of what we believe. Neither this belief nor any other will automatically remain alive in the mind. It must be fed. And as a matter of fact, if you examine 100 people who lost their faith in Christianity, I wonder how many of them would turn out to have been reasoned out of it by honest argument. Do not most people simply drift away? I think that's a really interesting question, and I actually have the benefit of a lot more years of research that have gone into that question. Folks like the Barna Group and other church research organizations have really started to look into that question about people leaving faith. Particularly, my interest has been in youth and young adults, and a lot of study has been done on why young people leave the church. And it is very much the research has borne out C.S. Lewis's assumption that people don't tend to give up on the faith because some evidence or some argument comes to them that convinces them they were wrong. They tend to just stop doing the things that a Christian does. And after a while, they stop caring about ever going back. I think the lesson there is that our faith is in large part dependent on our consistent practice of it, our exercise of it, of the habits that we have surrounding our faith. What does it mean to be Christian? It's not simply the things that we believe, it's also the things that we do. When we're Christians, we behave in different ways from those who are not. We are, ostensibly, we are people who seek the good of others. We look out for those around us. We care about their concerns. We share, we give, we are generous, we are kind-hearted, we are forgiving, we are patient. These are not beliefs, these are behaviors. And yes, they come from, their source is what we believe about who God is, what God has done for us, and what, God expects of us in return. But when we behave in these ways, when we cultivate these habits, it really does reinforce our faith. I think over the last year and whatever of pandemic, we've seen this happening for a lot of people. Our faith patterns changed, our habits changed. We weren't able to do the same things, to practice our Christianity in the same way. And even now that it's more possible for us to engage in the sorts of activities and faith structures that we had before, we don't see that happening. For a lot of people, we developed new habits of staying home on Sunday, sleeping in, catching the service online, maybe at 11 when it happened, or maybe at 3 when we really got around to it, or maybe sometime later in the week. And you know what? Those those aren't bad things per se. It's, it's good that we have these tools to keep us connected. But our habits changed. Our habits have helped us to become less attached to our faith in a way. And I hope, saints, that you'll take some time to consider, what are your habits, your faith habits? How are they different now than they were in 2019? And if they have changed in ways that have led you to change your faith or to change what you believe, is that really a function of your mind changing about what you believe? Or is it a function more of your activities changed and your mind decided to catch up? Consider it, saints. I think it's worth thinking about. I hope that you are doing well. I hope that you are aware of your faith habits, and I hope that you are intentionally making them habits that will strengthen your faith. And I'll keep praying for you. I hope you'll keep praying for me, and I'll see you again soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.